Google would have been. Hey! Hey, welcome back to Grit Jam. Today it's Tuesday, June 19th.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Rachel and I'm sure today, Rachel came up. Yeah, I really do. Rachel came up with the topic for today, and I took no notes. So she's gonna bounce her ideas off of me. I'm gonna kind of come up with a little bit of dialogue, and we're gonna see how well I do on my feet, essentially. But how'd you come up with this topic?
Oh, I forget. Someone was mentioning it this weekend. Or it was on a YouTube video that I was listening to, and they brought it up.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
That sounded like it farted, but it was just the cup, I swear. Anyway, so someone was talking about it this weekend. What did you find out?
Oh, did you even say the topic, though?
Nope, just letting everybody stew on it.
I thought that we would kind of explore The Secret. And not in... I don't know. I think that it's one of those trending things that people kind of take advantage of, or they give it too much power. Basically, it became like a marketing thing, and people just kind of thought that it was the end-all be-all kind of answer to their problems. And whoever wrote The Secret kind of took advantage of that and made a lot of money off of it.
Is that wrong?
Oh, no. But it, like, not being aware of what you're buying into, I think is kind of a big deal because you're giving it too much power. And
I would love to talk about skepticism later.
Oh, well. All right. So, like, The Secret.
So what is the topic?
If nobody knows what The Secret is, it's basically a book about the law of attraction.
Okay.
And it's, I think it's mostly in material objects, I think. It's if you visualize a certain thing, it'll come to you in the universe.
Yeah, the universe will conspire to bring you that thing. So if all you do, if you put
easily is when I read it, it was like, oh, you think and you believe and then you receive is not really a way to get any sort of satisfaction out of obtaining an object.
Yeah, like I think what you're trying to say there is that if it's not your fault that you got the thing.
Yeah.
If that's like when people when you see football players on the sideline and they're praying for the other team to miss the field goal, or they're praying for their team to get the field goal, it always just seems kind of like a funny thing to me.
Yeah.
So what? Like the other team, like God hates the other team if it doesn't happen.
I don't know. Maybe they were praying harder than the other team. Who knows? It seems a little bit too late to just go off of that.
Yeah.
Like you should have put in the work.
Yeah, that's why I never say good luck. I slip up. I'm not saying I never say, like I've said it before in the past, but I had an athlete one time that walked out the door and she was going to a big game, and I remember being like, good luck, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. Because as soon as I did, I put the responsibility on, I gave it chance. Like, oh, if you lose, it'll be bad luck. If you don't play up to your potential, it'll be bad luck. If you don't do everything that you can to win that game, it'll be bad luck. And if you do win, it'll be good luck. It won't be your fault. It'll be good luck. It'll be just the fortune. And I was like, I will never say that ever again. I've slipped up like a couple of times. But as soon as I do, I'm like, nope, I'm going back. So what I say now when the athletes leave or when anybody goes to do something like a competition or anything big, I say, go hard, have fun. Because I don't want to... like, luck should be an insult. To say that anybody else but you did that thing should be an insult.
Yeah.
What,
I mean,
like
it's more of an expression that people say.
I know, but it's an expression that needs to die.
I know. But, like...
I mean that in the most dramatic sense of the word. Never, ever, ever say that. That is a status quo bullshit term that should just... good luck. Do not say that. Ever. Okay. Anyway, so The Secret. So people were talking about The Secret, and what was your experience with The Secret?
So I feel like it more focused on obtaining material things, but it failed to go back to the beginning and realize it's more about getting what you want by working on your inner self and the things that you want to attract more of.
Yeah.
So, and it failed to emphasize the work that you have to put in towards that. So it didn't really, it gave you like all of these scientists and experts saying there's truth in it, which I believe there is. We attract misery loves company. That's the one we use all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We attract the people that, we surround ourselves with people, and they are the average of the 5
you
people
end up
that you
being
surround
influenced,
with.
yeah.
But it didn't really give you techniques or to visualize what you want isn't going to bring that to you. It's going to help you get closer to obtaining it. It's like putting a goal up on a calendar, but if you never actually put in work, that doesn't mean it's just going to plop into your lap.
Yeah.
You can think about going to the gym.
But what's the likelihood?
Yeah. Or you could think about having like your dream body or your physique, but if you don't actually go to the gym, it doesn't mean that you're just going to get abs by sitting there and visualizing it all day. No. You're mostly visualizing the I don't know how to describe it, but like your inner self has to be on board with it. So you can't like wish for motivation to get off the couch, but you can work on like your daily routine, or work on your self-confidence, or work on your communication, and then those things kind of all ball up into one and kind of make you get on that level of receiving. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I did. I think what you're talking about is accumulation. Like the
accumulation
of the things that you do earns what you get. Like you reap what you sow, essentially.
Yes.
But at the same time, if your inner work isn't matching if your inner focus isn't matching the amount of work that you put to your internal focus, like working on you, getting your head right. You use nutrition as an example. If you don't put the good nutrition in your body, you don't get to exert yourself the way that you want to in your real life. So if you don't put the thoughts in your mind and that input in your brain and do that work, then you are going to be less able to externally go out into the world and make those things happen for yourself.
So I remember there was an example where there was like a guy, I remember reading the book pretty clearly. He wrote himself a check for whatever, like $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
And he put it above his bed, I'm pretty sure. So he saw it every morning and every night. And that's not about like writing a check and visualizing it and then it just ending up in your mailbox. It was a constant like him working on getting to that goal.
Yeah, that's why I talk about focus so much on the show, because I think really it's going to come down to focus. If whatever you focus on is going to grow, your ability, with law of attraction, the way that I look at law of attraction is that I don't think it's some kind of like medium that we can't see.
It's not mystical, magical.
No, I don't think it's like this thing that you tap into. I think it's a matter of focus. So if every single day I'm waking up and I'm thinking about, I don't know, there was a lady that described me orange cats. Somebody gave her an orange cat. That's how she described why she was so into law of attraction, because she put it on her vision board and got it. But if all you're doing is focusing on, let's say exercise is your thing. You want a six-pack. And all you do, you're constantly reminded of that, of getting that six-pack, of doing the things that are going to get that, you're going to end up doing more of the things that lead you towards getting that six-pack. So you're going to be more likely to go to the gym because you were focused on it. You're going to be more likely to choose the better nutritional strategy. You're going to be more likely to get your recovery. You're going to be more likely to do. So I think it's a matter of focus. Like law of attraction, like if all you do is think about that thing, you're bound to do the things that get you to where you wanted to go.
And the opposite can be true as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you're focusing on your anxiety and you're focused on negative energy and being scared and not being enough, then that's gonna kind of snowball as well. Yeah. So you gotta find the technique that's best for you to get out of that mindset and start. I mean, you're gonna fall off the wagon a couple times throughout your day.
Yeah, those
it's
are
just
errors.
natural. It's like being a human being.
Mm-hmm.
But finding a way to not like let yourself sink into that and getting back on the wagon and moving along and learning from your mistakes.
How do you even, because a lot of people, you have to acknowledge the error before you can get anything out of it, right? So you can make the error and not get anything out of it because you didn't know that you made the error. So if you're going through your day, and let's say a six-pack is that thing that you're going for. I don't know why six-pack became the thing. But if a six-pack is the thing that you're going for abs, right? And all of a sudden you find yourself and you're eating a donut. And you don't even realize that that's an error.
Okay.
That it was an error to eat the donut. And maybe it wasn't an error, but let's say that it was. And you don't sit back and go, why did I eat that donut?
Don't focus on that.
But if you don't get something out of that error.
Oh, well, I see what you're saying.
Then you missed a huge thing, like a really good thing. Like if I make an error, and I don't, like, let's say we get in a fight.
Yeah.
And I don't acknowledge my errors in that fight. I didn't learn anything.
Yeah, you're learning from those mistakes that you make.
Yeah, and if I don't acknowledge those, then are we more likely to get into more fights over the same thing because we never acknowledged it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think that you're more likely to eat more donuts. I think you're less likely to get that six-pack, all because you didn't acknowledge the error that you made along the way.
Yeah. And then, who knows, maybe you eat donuts every day, and then if you never realize that that's what's holding you back, then, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, 30 years later, let's say you still have that goal and you never got it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, and this is another, I think this is a big one. Is that people want to prove themselves right at the peril of their own success. If you're stuck in this mindset that, and I did this for so long. I did this in relationships. I did this in sports. I did this in business. I did this in everything. But if you have to be right that you are not, the default is that we're scared that we're not enough. And if you have to be right that you're scared that you're not enough, you will prove that over and over again by sabotaging your own success. And when you sabotage your own success, then oh, you're right, way to go. But you just that sucks. Yeah. So I think law of attraction is one of those ways, like getting that focus down and hammered in on that you deserve the success that you are going to get, and that you deserve to have the thing, and that you are the thing that you're wanting, right?
So
then you're more likely to get that thing.
Yeah.
Because you're less likely to get in your own way.
We kind of have, like, by calling it The Secret, it's like, oh, it's a quick fix kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, everybody is just kind of obsessed with the quick fix, or they want to try it out and see if it works for them. Well, but you also, like, the secret really is just to be disciplined you can't always do it the right way every time, but creating those habits and disciplining your mind is what's really going to be the secret, and when you're really going to see a difference in what's going on.
Yeah, and I think the two things that she just said there, that like the quick fix, I don't know if it's a quick fix or if it's people are so ready to jump to a new opportunity. Like there's this this new shiny thing over there. Maybe that thing will work for me because this one is hard. Whereas like maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know. So the new opportunity could be a really great thing if you have the courage to go and get that thing. Mm-hmm. But it also could be that you just weren't working at the thing that you were using to try to get where you wanted to go in the first place.
Well, I mean, I guess there's some good in them wanting to try something new.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They're having an open mind.
A new opportunity can be a great, great thing. But first, let's question, am I putting everything into what I already have?
Well, being committed.
Yeah, am I absolutely committed to everything that I already have? I think you see this in relationships where people are like, it's the difference between being in a committed relationship and an obligated relationship. Like most marriages, like if you're in a marriage that ended in a divorce, you weren't in a committed relationship. You were in an obligation. I am obligated to be with you. I am not committed to being with you. Like to me, commitment means there's no other option. We're gonna figure out how to do this thing, or that's it. I said that weird, but that's it.
What about once they figure out that that's not what they want to be committed to anymore?
You committed to it.
Well, yeah.
Figure it out.
But
I know.
I don't know. Is it like if you're in a bad relationship?
What made it bad?
I don't know.
I think like there's so many questions going along in here that maybe I know we change as we get, but that also like that can go two ways. Like, do we change for the better? Do we change for the worse? And can we change from if we're going down that path of changing for the worse? Can we go back up and change for the better?
Okay, yeah.
I think it takes a lot of guts to change and improve.
Let's say you're at your rock bottom. Where do you have to go? You're going to have massive change to have, or massive action to have massive change.
Yeah.
If you're at your rock bottom and you refused, and you just want to sit there and visualize that you're going to get better, it's not going to happen.
Not going to happen. I actually really like the rock bottom thing. I talk a lot about this. I have basically a full chapter, like 2 full chapters devoted to this in the book. And
it's kind of powerful.
Because it is. It's totally powerful. Everybody thinks like, oh my God, that's so sad. They hit rock bottom. They almost tried to kill themselves. They tried to do this, and this. And it's like, oh, bummer. It's like, no, like when people tell me that, I'm like, I am so excited for you. Like dead serious. I do not feel any, that's a bummer. I don't at all. I am so excited. You have nothing left to lose. You are at absolute rock bottom. You can't go any further down. That is a huge blessing that you didn't, because in the book I use a mountain as the example. So most people, they climb up a mountain to a certain level, and I'm not talking about success in career or fitness or anything like that. I'm just talking about life. Like you climb up a mountain to a certain level, and then you just circle the same path around the mountain at that same level over and over and over again, and then you die. And some of us are lucky enough to fall all the way down to the bottom of the mountain, all the way to rock bottom and hitting every rock on the way down, right? And when they get there, they get a choice. Either they can stay at rock bottom and they can climb around the outside of rock bottom, or they can start climbing back up. And at any point in time, they could just stay and keep circling around the same rung, the same path around the mountain, or they can just keep climbing up, changing and improving. And I just think that that's a great, great thing. And I had somewhere else to go with that, but I'm not sure where it was. But it's an opportunity.
It gives you it gives you the power in the secret. Like the secret isn't the secret. It's giving you the ability to change where you are and what you want. Like you're giving it a kind of a vision.
Mm-hmm. It was a good marketing name to call it The Secret. It was a good title for a book. It was like The Secret. What's the secret? It created some curiosity and got some
mystery,
and it really did a lot of good things because it got people thinking. For that, the law of attraction
it's still
was
good.
Just like this goofy thing. But I think people can be misguided within the law of attraction, where they start thinking that it's something that you can hold.
It's like, oh, have you heard about The Secret?
And it's called the wrong thing. It shouldn't be called the law.
What should it be called?
I don't know, but it shouldn't be called a law. A law is like gravity. I know that this pin will drop. Because gravity is constantly being pulled on us. Right now we are being affected by gravity. That's a law. If you stand on the top of the Empire State Building and you jump off, you're going to go down.
Yeah.
But if you speed, that's not a law.
No.
It's that if you speed and break that's not a law. That's a consequence added to an action. It's not a law. But anyway, let's go back to the power thing that you just mentioned, because I think that's the big thing.
Wait, what about it?
That's what's the difference. So in that situation, when the law of attraction gives you the power to get out of your funk or to do whatever it is, it gives you the power. I think the focal point there, pushing it back at you. What can you do? Where's your responsibility? How can you? If it won't work. There it goes. What were we just talking about? Oh, responsibility.
Power.
The power of responsibility. So I tend to think all of this stuff. Different things like if you listen to religion, they talk about us all being one, and if that's the case, then on some level you're God, and if you're God, then and you and I are one, and all of this stuff, that means that the solution is within me already. If I have a problem in my life, the solution is already within me, even if that solution is going to somebody else to learn from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So just having
having the power to know that it comes down to me.
Yeah.
Not somebody else. That it comes down to me and what I can do in my life. I think that's a very powerful thing to realize, and that the law of attraction puts all that back on you. It's not like, well, if I just had X amount of dollars, or well, if I just had this person in my life, or if I just had, no, it's you.
It's got to start with you. You
can find your own solution, even if it's going out and hiring a coach, if it's, going and reading a book, if it's, whatever, you can go and find your own solution. I think that's a big piece of it.
That's why I said before, like, I want to attract more confidence, and it's more like I want to work on instead of attract. I want to work on my confidence, and I want to work on my self-discipline and my energy and communication skills and loving myself.
And why do you want to do that?
So I can be better to do all those things that I want to do. Don't do that so
loud.
I
wasn't supposed to clap. I forgot.
So loud. But once I master those things on my level, I can be better and I can step up to the next level in the game and move on to the next level and the next level.
And does it help? So right there, that sounds extremely selfish.
It's not selfish because it helps everybody around me.
So is it
like me helping myself helps me help other people.
Yeah, it does help others to help yourself. Like if I help myself, it does help others. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and I don't know. So what about like the power pose and like body language?
Well, we know that got disproven. So
the power pose?
Yeah.
It did? I didn't know that.
Well, what we'll find out tomorrow. Who knows? But yeah, I was